This week on GamePron News, we look at the facts and fallacies surrounding Call of Duty Elite. Is Activision really planning subscriptions for the shooter? The countdowns tick down to 0 for Carmageddon. New announcements from Sega, THQ and Blizzard. 1 million gamers download the Red Faction Armageddon demo, and you know what that means. The US president was presented with a gaming gift from Poland, a mobile MMO makes $1 million, and indie game Terraria sells 200,000 copies in just over a week. Hi, I'm Jessica Citizen. With just a few more days left before E3 kicks off in Los Angeles, we'd anticipated this week would be a quiet one. How wrong we were! Activision surprised everybody by announcing Call of Duty Elite, a service designed to unite and ignite gaming's largest online community. And despite early misconceptions, that doesn't mean it's now pay to play. To put it simply, you won't be paying for multiplayer, and aside from forking out the cash for the boxed copy, you won't be paying to play the game itself either. Instead, you can, if you want, pay for a premium level of membership which will give you state-of-the-art services, exclusive entertainment programming and all-inclusive game content for a predicted price of less than $10 a month. Activision spokesperson One of Swords has summed it up as Call of Duty Elite is like television. CBS, NBC and ABC are all free, but if you want HBO, subscribe for a fee. It's entirely your choice. Call of Duty Elite promises to transform multiplayer into a true social network, with the ability to compete against friends, join up with groups of players with similar interests, play in organised tournaments, and track the performance, progress and activity not only of your own games, but those of your entire network. And if you want, you won't even have to be at your computer or console to check it out. Call of Duty Elite will also be available through a web browser and a mobile interface. It's all due to launch alongside Modern Warfare 3 on November 8th this year. Following up from a story last week, the mysterious Carmageddon countdown ticked over to 0 and revealed a new title. Carmageddon Reincarnation. While a new game's exciting enough, after all the discussion of developers last week, it's really reassuring to hear that the IP's gone back to its original home, Stainless Games, making the ambitious title an indie game once more. Reincarnation is currently in the early stages of pre-production development as a downloadable title for assorted platforms, and it's not due out until next year. That is, providing Stainless can find a partner who'll move the project into full production. Another blast from the past this week came courtesy of Sega and Gearbox Software, who finally took the wraps off of Aliens Colonial Marines. Gearbox President Randy Pitchford has explained that the game fits within the history of events that take place in the 3 key films, with the storyline slotting in between Aliens and Alien 3. The game's been in development since 2006 when Gearbox picked up the IP, and all of that time in development has resulted in a game that tries to be as realistic as possible, even hiring one of the concept artists from the films to help design elements of the ship that did not appear on the big screen, but will be explorable in-game.
Private, are you suggesting what I think you're suggesting?
Yeah. We go in.
Aliens Colonial Marines is due out in the first half of 2012. Another big announcement ahead of the E3 tsunami comes through us from THQ, who has confirmed that Metro 2033 is getting a sequel next year. Metro Last Light has been hinted at before, but now it's official. You'll be returning to the streets of post-apocalyptic Moscow and hopefully avoiding some of the mistakes that were made with the original game. Other than the very artistic trailer, we don't have too many more details about the game at this point. We shouldn't have to wait too long though. Metro Last Light is one of the gems in THQ's E3 lineup, so by the end of next week we should know all about it. One thing we do know a lot about right now, also from THQ, is Red Faction Armageddon, which is due to hit shelves next week. Developers Volition Incorporated promised the gaming public that if the game's demo was downloaded more than 1 million times, the rainbow fighting unicorn Mr. Toots would be included as an unlockable weapon. Apparently, the gaming public is never too old for a good fart joke, with the million downloads easily achieved and Mr. Toots bundled up as the most fearsome weapon on Mars. He's only awarded to players who finish the single-player campaign. We're not sure if that's really an incentive or not, though. As we've mentioned before, Blizzard will not be at E3. Instead, they'll be wrapped up in their own little worlds, hard at work on StarCraft 2: Heart of the Swarm, which was unveiled this week. This is the second in the StarCraft 2 trilogy, continuing the story that started with Wings of Liberty. It's officially an expansion pack, so you will need the original StarCraft 2 to play. This time, though, the campaign focuses on Kerrigan, the Queen of Blades, and the terrifying Zerg race. Heart of the Swarm is important for another reason too. It'll hopefully bring the StarCraft marketplace online at the same time, which will provide the StarCraft fanbase with an App Store-like experience full of free and premium content. No date's been announced just yet, but I don't think we'll be seeing this one until 2012 at the earliest. In other news, Donald Tusk, the Polish Prime Minister, has presented the US President Barack Obama with a collection of locally significant gifts. Among the presents were an iPad preloaded with Polish films, a pen, and a collector's edition version of The Witcher 2, developed in Poland and based on a series of best-selling Polish novels. We don't know if he's had a chance to play it just yet. While MMORPG, casual gaming and mobile phones aren't really concepts that typically mesh all that well, Gameloft has apparently stumbled onto the winning combination, with Order and Chaos Online generating $1 million in revenue after just 20 days of availability. The game sells for $6.99, which includes a 3-month subscription, with individual monthly subs costing 99 cents, 3 months for $1.99, or 6 months for $2.99. It'll be interesting to see how notoriously stingy iPhone gamers respond to the subscription model, which is asking a whole $6 a year, and to see how Order and Chaos performs after the initial 3-month subscriptions start expiring. And we've got another success story to finish the week, this one from indie developer Relogic, creators of Terraria. The game came seemingly out of nowhere to take the Steam charts by storm, thanks to the game's similarities to the uber-popular Minecraft, selling more than 200,000 copies in its first 9 days of release. Described by fans as a sort of hybrid blend of Minecraft and Castlevania, Terraria appeals to the current trend of games that go back to their roots, break things down, and take a charmingly simple approach to development. If you're not a PC gamer, you're not overlooked either. Relogic are also exploring an Xbox 360 port of the game, as well as a version for the iPhone. Whether or not Terraria did just piggyback on someone else's success isn't really the point. The point is that an indie game from first-time developers managed to outsell games like Portal 2 and The Witcher 2 over the same time period, which is pretty awesome indeed. Till next week, I'm Jessica Citizen, and this is GamePron News.